Good afternoon, everybody. Just wanted to make a quick little video, kind of give everybody an update what's been going on in my life. So I guess I don't really know where to start, but maybe a ways back. I guess about at the first of the year, I began to pray and really started to seek God and ask what He wanted from me and what specifically work that He would have for me, and what just something that I could do for Him. I guess it was in probably February or so. I sold my last flip house. I began praying and asking God, even before I sold the house, how that I could just take some of that money and kind of in some ways give it back to Him and kind of just do something for Him. Very unorthodox, I suppose, and I really had to give it some prayer and really kind of search myself and make sure that I felt like it was God instructing me and directing me. I eventually came to the conclusion that it was. Some of you that know me well have known that Paramotors, which that's what this is called a Paramotor, and that's something that I guess is that I took interest in, I guess all the way back in about 2016, 2017, somewhere in that area, even before I was called to preach. And I learned how to fly them, and then I kind of got out of the sport, had other things that had to take priority. I sold my last setup and used that money to kind of get into the flipping business, and then, you know, about 4 years ago, God called me to preach. Ever since then, you know, I've just kind of always tried to have the mentality that I'll do what He asks me to do. If He opens a door, I'll go through it. If He shuts the door, I'm not going to try to beat it down. And over the course of the last probably 6 weeks or so, I really felt like God was speaking to me and give me an idea of something for me to do for Him that would be kind of my own little thing. I guess this idea came about because, you know, I'd get on YouTube and I'd watch people fly these paramotors. It was intriguing to me, and it was easy to watch their videos, and they would record themselves flying around and talking about different stuff, usually stuff related to a paramotor, but not always. But it just it captivated me, and I had the idea. I'm going to try to fly around on one of these, and I'm going to try to preach while I'm flying, and I'm going to try to record myself doing that, and I'm going to try to start uploading those to Facebook and to YouTube, and I'm going to start trying to grow an audience. And my hope and my prayer is that somebody would stop, even if it's just for a few moments, and would watch some of that when maybe they wouldn't watch just somebody preaching behind a pulpit. Maybe just the interest and the intrigue of this would be something that would catch somebody's attention. And my hope is that maybe some people would come to know the Lord through it. It is very, I guess, unorthodox, and I've laughed, and people give me a hard time and stuff about it at church, for those that I've spoke to about it, and you know, and I have laughed quite a bit about it, but in all actuality, it is actually very serious to me. Now, I'll joke and have a fun time, and I'll laugh, and let me make it clear, I do plan on enjoying this and having fun with this. It's not going to be a tedious task, I don't believe. But beyond having fun and beyond it just being something cool to have, I really do feel impressed that God has been leading me to do this for Him. With that being said, as cool as it may seem and as fun as it may seem, I want to take this seriously, and I want to do it to the best of my ability. I've been trying to accumulate some camera equipment, and I've been trying to do a lot of research, and my goal is to do this to the best of my ability. Brother Clint at church said, you know, if we're going to do something, we need to do it to the best of our ability. We need to do it the best we can, put our all into it, and I believe that is the case with this. I want to put everything that I've got into this. If I believe that God is asking me to do this, then I want to give it my all, as unique and as different as it may seem. I ask that you sincerely pray for me. One, to keep me safe in this, but then also that God would give me messages, and that God would inspire me, and that God would anoint me to preach His word, as unusual as it may be in this setup. Hopefully here in a few weeks, I'll have some videos start coming out as I start getting up in the air and getting some messages recorded. Probably be about 3 weeks or so. But as those come along, I challenge you, share those videos. Not to push my name along, not to try to get me any kind of attention, but forward those videos and share those videos with the ambition of spreading the gospel. I can only do so much on my end. You know, I can give my money, I can give my time, I can put forth my efforts into this. I can you know, study, and I can pray, and I can do all that, and I can prepare the videos, and I can upload the videos, but only I can do so much. It's going to be up to you to help spread this. So I'd ask and I'd challenge you, if you see one of my videos pop up, I would ask humbly that you would share that. You know, eventually I would like to start gravitating my audience towards YouTube, but Facebook seems to be where my views are at right now. So we're just going to try to grow it, and you know, all I can do is all I can do, and I'm going to leave the rest up to God. You know, I've been talking about doing the best I can and doing all I can, and the simple truth of it is I can't do very much, and my best is still not good enough. But what I do know is that if I give my all, if I plant the seeds, if I sow the seeds, that God will give the increase. It's been a little bit scary, I guess, for me to kind of go down this road. One, honestly, because when I'd like to do something, I like it to succeed, and I suppose that there's a small part of me that's a little bit afraid that this is just going to be a flop. You know, here I've spent all this money, and it's just not really going to go anywhere. But I'm going to trust God with that. I thank God for everything He's done for me in my life. You know, I look back over my life leading up to this moment, and you know, very possibly maybe this is a new chapter, maybe this is a new season in my life, with something special that God has given me to do for Him. And I look back over all my life and I see His faithfulness leading up to this moment, and I thank Him for that. And you know, there's always the fear of the unknown and not knowing what's ahead, but I look back and I see how faithful God has been to get me to this point, and so I trust Him that He is going to carry me through the rest of the way. So with that, I'll leave you and say God bless you and have a nice day.